Welcome back everybody to Comic Frontline. I am the Cirque Show 24/7, and this is the first ever episode of Thinking Out Loud, the show where we talk and debate about the greatest topics in the comic book community, whether it be about movies, TV shows, or comic books in general. And our first episode to get us prepared for Josh Trank's Fantastic Four is, why should people give the Fantastic Four a chance? So let's get right into it. Now, this is why I think people should give the Fantastic Four, or as people like to call it, the Fan Four Stick, a chance, is because we've been getting so used to all these Marvel movies that feel and look the same. I feel like this is one of the Marvel movies that it's just different. Obviously, it's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's in, the Fox, Cinematic Universe that they're trying to create right now with X-Men, Gambit, Deadpool, and Fantastic Four. It's just one of those movies that it looks different, it feels different, and it just has a different tone. So I feel like people should give it a chance. Now, people have not been given this a fair shake ever since it was first announced. When you first heard about it, it was going to be with a younger cast, a younger team, different ethnic backgrounds with some of the characters. This movie has been scrutinized, has been ripped on, it has been just joked upon and like bashed since day one. And I think, in my opinion, I think it's going to probably help its benefit, just because it's going to surprise a lot of people once it actually turns out to actually be good. So I think it's going to actually surprise a lot of people. So I think it's going to be one of those things where people were so down on it that when they go and watch it, they're going to be really surprised, because their hopes are not going to be as high as certain Marvel movies and certain superhero movies are. So it's going to kind of surprise a lot of people. And like I said, once it was first announced that, oh, we're going to have a Black Johnny Storm, people were up in arms about that. I'm one of those people that thinks that it doesn't matter if the character's black, white, Asian, female, male. It doesn't really matter as long as the person can capture that character. Then I feel like it is always it can always be good. If that person can capture the characteristics of that character, it can always be good. And you have a great actor cast as Johnny Storm. Like, he is a great actor. And Michael B. Jordan, he's just a fantastic actor. So why wouldn't you want a fantastic actor, excuse the pun, but why wouldn't you want a great actor to be in a great be with a great character and act out a great character? And he is one of those. And people have to understand that we're coming off of two Fantastic Four movies that were not that great. Were very, very highly disregarded by a lot of fans. Even a lot of people who are heavily Fantastic Four fans didn't like that movie. They like certain parts of it. Like, I think it's a universal thing that the best part of that movie, those two movies, was Chris Evans. And even he knew it was so bad that he went on to be Captain America. So you have to understand that we're coming off two bad movies, and people want to see these characters done the right way, like they read it. But at the same time, we have to understand that you can't go back and do the same thing. Like, you can't really go back and do the same thing. So you have to kind of do your own thing in this new world of superhero movies that we live in, that everything kind of feels the same, especially when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A lot of the last few Marvel movies have all just kind of felt the same, and they've just been very underwhelming. So when you have something like Guardians of the Galaxy, or you have something like Ant-Man, or you have something like, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the kind of the last like three movies that are all just been different, they are all really, really good, because they all kind of derail from like how the Marvel Cinematic Universe, are usually known as. So those are really good because they were so different. And I think that's what Fantastic Four is going to be. It's going to be a movie that is going to look so different and feel so different that it has to be good, especially when you have a group of casts that are just, they're just fantastic. It's hard to say it, but you have actors who are good. You have Toby Bell, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan. Who else is in this? Miles Teller. You have a great director in Josh Trank, a director who knows how to use a small budget and expand it and work on it. You get some of these directors who get these massive budgets, and they put so much into it that it kind of derails from like what makes these movies special, and then just having that one-on-one intimacy of these characters. And that's why I think Ant-Man really did well, is that it didn't have like the biggest budget, and it just focused on the character and just the people around that character, and not the bigger story. And that's why I think Ant-Man was so well done. And that's why I think, you know, Fantastic Four is going to be so well done, because it doesn't have a big budget at all. And it for what I've been seeing, from what I've read from like the actors and the directors and all these interviews, it's just a very personal story about these four people who come together, who all go through like the same bad experience, and how they have to deal with it, and how they have to come together to stop one evil person, and not like this big outcome in like the world or something. So that's why I think it's going to be very interesting with these characters. And like I said, Josh Trank, he knows what he's doing with these small budgets. If you've never seen Chronicle, please go watch it. It can show you what you can do with a superhero movie. And Chronicle is not really a superhero movie, it's more of a super villain origin story. Well done, well told, well acted, and you know, and I think he knows what he's doing. Obviously, you get all these rumors that he's crazy, that he throws stuff, that he goes ballistic on set. These are all rumors, and people like to hop on these rumors and stuff. And these have never been really confirmed or anything, just more of like he say, she say things. But he is one of these directors who's very outspoken. He speaks his mind, especially if you listen to some of his recent interviews. He speaks his mind on certain things and how he perceives Hollywood. But you still you got to kind of push stuff like that aside and just kind of go into a movie with just an open canvas. And that's what I always do with any movie I watch. Even if I know I'm going to hate it, I still have to go into the movie just with the open canvas, just, you know, hoping that it's going to be good. Like, I've seen every Twilight movie with friends at like a premiere. I have female friends who take me to go see these Twilight movies when they came out, and I was like, I know I'm going to hate it, but as soon as the movie starts, I always give it a chance. Like, maybe this will be actually good. And you know what I mean? So maybe Bella will actually pick Jacob over the other one. It doesn't make sense, people, but I digress. I digress. But you have to kind of just give it just an open mind, and just be willing to see that things have to change. Does it matter if the Human Torch is black? No, not really. If I go into that movie and I don't see Michael B. Jordan, I see Johnny Storm on screen, then that's all that matters. Hell, half the time he's going to be flaming up anyway, so it doesn't matter if he's black or white. He's going to be red regardless half the movie, so, you know, it doesn't matter. Does the thing need pants? Maybe. Do I care? Not really. You know why I don't care? Because it doesn't really make sense. Every time I used to read comic books, or every time I used to read the Fantastic Four comics, I always thought about, how the hell do they get the thing's pants on? He's made of rock. They're just going to rip. I work at Target. I work in khaki pants all day. If I put my keys in there, they're ripping all day. If I walk by something, if something breathes on my pants just hard, they're ripping. So I don't understand how a rock can have pants on 24/7. So when I saw that he had no pants on, I was like, that makes perfect sense. That was one of the questions I've always asked when I was a kid. Why does the thing have pants on? Now, I obviously know he needs pants because he just needs pants. It looks weird. I get that. But do I like the fact that they're going with, like, right off the back, he has no pants, and maybe at the end of the movie, when they defeat the enemy, he might get pants. Once they're actually known as the Fantastic Four, he might actually get pants. And you don't even know. That might actually be a joke in the movie, like he doesn't have pants on, and then at the end of the movie, they give him pants. So that might be a cool little thing to do, to just kind of joke with him throughout the whole movie, like, yo, you don't have pants on, you look weird. And then at the end of the movie, you give the guy pants. Now that'll be really cool, and that'll shut up a lot of haters. So I'm expecting stuff like that. Is, you know, I think Josh Trank is a very smart director. I think he knows his audience. I think he knows his source materials, but I also think he knows his own vision, and not to play into these fanboys and fangirls' dreams on how it needs to be. And that's some things, you know, fanboys and fangirls even I've been known to do this too, like Fanboys and Fangirls, they'll they'll see stuff like this is how it needs to be because that's how I remembered it in comic books. And you have to think about it. Comic books and movies are not the same, and certain things cannot translate the same when you're trying to add up a comic book into a movie. So certain things have to change, and I think Josh Trank is one of these directors who understands that and knows that certain things have to change. You can't always play into like the Fanboys and Fangirls. So I think he benefits from that than other directors, because other directors will play into like the Fanboys and Fangirls, and they don't understand that this isn't. We make up a small percentage. Like, I hate to say it, but it's the hard-earning truth. The Fanboys and Fangirls of the comic book communities, we make up a small percentage of these box office sales. These movies are genre to people of all ages, so that your grandmother, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, everybody can go see these movies and everybody can relate to them. So sometimes you can't play into your fantasies. Like I said, I think Josh Trank knows what he's doing, but I can always be wrong, guys. And I'm willing to accept the fact that if I watch this movie and it sucks, I'm willing to say that this movie sucks. But at the same time, I'm going to go into this movie on, August 7th, I think it comes out, August 7th or 8th, with an open slate, with a clean slate, ready to like this movie and ready to give this movie a shot. So I think in my closing statements of Thinking Out Loud that people, you should give this movie Fantastic Four or Fan Four Stick a chance. This is Comic Frontline. I am the Search Show 24/7. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know some of the next topics I should do. And as always, be easy.